Hello and welcome. For this practice, we are going to be focusing on releasing anything that no longer serves us. So if you're clicking on this going, I don't believe in the full moon, I don't follow moon cycles, I think that's BS, that's okay. You do not have to believe in the full moon. You don't have to believe in the moon in general to get a benefit out of this practice. This is for anyone, like I said, looking to release something. So maybe it's a stress that's been built up for you. Maybe there's some anxiety, some anger, whatever emotion or situation may be feeling heavy on you. This is a great opportunity to try to release some of that. So we're going to start in an easy seat, so you can join me wherever you're at, on a yoga mat or just a comfortable spot on the floor. And we're gonna start with just a little bit of movement, a little bit of stretch to kind of get the physical body warmed up. And then we're gonna move into a little bit of breath work and then finish with a little meditation, a little inner reflection, and just kind of trying to release some of that stuff. So if you are with me, go ahead and join me in a seat. And like I said, try to find a seat that feels comfortable and supported here. You want to be able to feel like you can sit up straight and let your shoulders be nice and heavy down your back. So just wherever that is, whatever that looks like for you. And then you can, option, I forgot to say earlier, option to grab a blanket as well. You may want to get cozy towards the end for the breath work, for the meditation. So if you have a blanket or two, I invite you to grab that. And then if it feels comfortable to close your eyes, I invite you to do so. And if not, totally fine. You can just look softly down the bridge of your nose or at a neutral spot down at the floor. And as you start to settle in, I invite you to start to notice the top of your head right away. So whatever type of seat you've chosen, again, try to make sure that you can sit up nice and straight. You're not hunched over, you're not sort of folding in on yourself here. And just start to notice the top of your head. And we're just gonna move down your body here and just trying to find any points that are holding tension and just noticing. We're not gonna try to release anything yet. We just wanna notice, bring some self-awareness here. So as you start to notice the crown of your head, maybe you move down into the space between your eyebrows. And maybe you actually kind of move your eyebrows around. Maybe just try to loosen that up. You can even bring your hand or your fingers to that midpoint. Maybe you even give yourself a little bit of a massage just to loosen things up a little bit. And then maybe you start to move down into your cheekbones, into your jaw. Again, maybe you physically feel your jaw here. If there's a lot of tension, maybe you give yourself a mini massage. Maybe you just move your jaw around side to side just to try to loosen any tension that may be there. And then maybe bring awareness down into your shoulders. Can they be even just a little bit heavier here, wherever they're at? Down into your arms, all the way to your hands. You're just noticing, again, any tension. Can you bring just a little bit more heaviness and groundedness to your body here? Maybe you move down into your hips, into your legs, all the way until you reach the bottoms of your feet. And maybe, just like we did with your face, if you were kind of gently touching, gently massaging, maybe you place your hands on the tops of your legs and just kind of take the same kind of action here. So just bringing some awareness, a little bit of movement, maybe a little bit of release here. Just kind of notice what your body needs. And then when you're ready, I invite you on your next exhale to start to drop your chin towards your chest. So just very gently, let the back of your neck go, let your head go here, let them be super heavy. And then maybe you start to bring some movement into your neck here. So maybe you start to roll it from one side to the other. Maybe you take full neck circles one direction and then the other direction. Maybe you just drop one ear towards the shoulder, the other ear towards your other shoulder. Maybe you shake your head yes and no. Again, you're just trying to find some movement here that feels really nice in your neck. Couple more rounds of breath wherever you're at. And then when you're ready, I invite you to bring your head and neck back up to neutral. And we're going to bring some movement into your shoulders here. So on an inhale, start to sweep your shoulders all the way up towards your ears. Exhale them down your back. And I invite you to really follow your breath with these movements. So you're not moving at the pace that your shoulders want to move, you're moving at the pace that your breath wants to move. So your shoulders are following your breath is not following your shoulders, if that makes sense. So just kind of notice your natural inhales and exhales and let your shoulders, your body move with that. Option to get more of a full body stretch here. So maybe you feel like you want to sweep your arms up and back, maybe taking arm circles here. Again, you're listening to your body here. You're just kind of noticing where you're holding tension, where you need some of that stretch, some of that release. Couple more rounds wherever you're at here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and inhale, sweep those arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, you're gonna drop that right hand next to you. Maybe that left arm sweeps up and overhead. Maybe you hold here, or maybe you kind of find a little bit of movement up and down. And then when you're ready, inhale back to center, right arm rises. Exhale, your left hand this time drops, plants next to you. Right arm is up and overhead. Again, maybe you find some movement. Maybe you just find stillness. Opening up that side of your body. And then on an inhale, come back up, your arms meet. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Take a couple more of those. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one here, inhale. And exhale. This time, go ahead and land your hands somewhere on the tops of your legs. And we're gonna take a few seated cat-cows. So on an inhale, start to straighten your spine. Maybe bring your chest through your arms. Maybe your gaze goes up towards the sky. Exhale, start to round through your spine. Your chin goes towards your chest. Take a couple more like that at your own pace. Again, you're moving with your breath. So your breath is dictating how fast or how slow your movements and your stretches are here. You're just following the pace of your own breath. Option to keep with these cat-cows, or maybe you take some upper body circles going one direction. It's still a similar movement. You're pulling your chest through when you come forward, and then you're pulling, rounding through that spine when you come back. Or I should say you're pushing your chest forward when you come forward. And if you're taking upper body circles, go ahead and switch that direction. Maybe one or two more rounds of breath. And slowly, whenever you're ready, go ahead and come to a place of stillness. And if your legs are crossed in front of you, I invite you to straighten them out in front of you. And when you do, maybe you start to shake your knees, your legs out if that feels good. Maybe you even kind of shake your hands, your arms out. You're just trying to kind of release any type of stress that's built up physically in your body, any anxious energy, anything that may be heavy, weighing you down. And then maybe you find some forward folds here. So if you're moving with me, on an inhale, start to straighten through your spine. Exhale, start to fold forward. This does not have to be the deepest fold. And let's take this a few more rounds. Inhale, straighten your spine. Exhale, round. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to round. Couple more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. Inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and hold just for a few rounds of breath. So you want this to be a really passive stretch, meaning you're not flexing through your feet. You're not trying to force yourself to fold deeper. You're just letting yourself completely go. So gravity's taking your upper body here in your arms. For me, it feels most comfortable to rest my arms down on the floor in front of me. Try as much as you can to let your head, neck, shoulders be super heavy here. Maybe you find that your feet, your legs are starting to separate a little bit more. That's okay. Maybe take about 2 or 3 more rounds of breath wherever you're at here. And on your next inhale, very slowly and gently start to sit all the way back up. Exhale to settle in. Awesome. Go ahead and we are going to slow everything down here. If you want to meet me in an easy seat, whatever seat of your choice, you're welcome. Or if it feels a little bit more comfortable and supportive to lay down on your back or any type of shape that you want to take on your back, that's okay too. So now would be a great time to grab a blanket or two, maybe even a pillow. Maybe you want to, if you're laying down, sometimes it feels nice to place a pillow or a yoga bolster underneath your knees. That can kind of help ease the lower back a little bit. So just kind of take whatever variation you would like here, seated, laying down. We are going to move into just a little bit of breath work and just a little bit of meditation to kind of round this whole practice out. So wherever you're at, go ahead and get settled. And again, always an option to close your eyes down or just have a soft gaze down the bridge of your nose. I invite you to bring awareness back to your physical body here. So maybe just starting to notice that space between your eyebrows, down into your jaw. Can you loosen everything just a little bit more? Down into your shoulders. If you're seated, let those shoulders be a little bit heavier down your back. And if you're laying down, can you notice the groundedness of your shoulders, the backs of your shoulders on the floor underneath you? Letting those arms, those legs completely go. And then maybe if you haven't already, start to bring awareness to your inhales and exhales here. So not trying to change or modify anything just yet. You're just noticing the natural rhythm, the natural pace of your breath here. And as we take these inhales and exhales, do a little bit of breath work together. Option to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. If you really want to feel into this, you can kind of notice the rise and fall and like the movement of your physical body as you breathe. Option to do that, or you can just ditch it if that doesn't feel super supportive. And what we're going to do here is we are going to take a really big inhale in through your nose. We're going to hold at the top for a count of 3. And we're going to exhale a really big exhale out through your mouth. So we're almost going to make this a forceful exhale and really try to get everything out. So if at any point with any breath work, if this feels super activating to you and this does not feel releasing, it may be making you feel more stressed, please go ahead and pull back. You can just return to a normal breath. Maybe for you, the alternative is to just do a few deep inhales through your nose and exhales through your mouth. Maybe you try to lengthen your inhales and exhales and try to even them out. So that may be an alternative for you if this breath work feels a little too activating. So maybe just try this with me for a few rounds and see where you land and just kind of go from there. So wherever you're at here, let's take about 3 normal rounds of breath together. And then, like I said, we're going to move into inhaling all the way up to the top, holding for a count of 3. Exhaling out of your mouth, really letting it go. I'm going to do that for a few rounds. Let's do a few rounds of normal breathing and then we'll move into that. So go ahead and inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, let it go. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one like that. Inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, big inhale through your nose. Hold it to top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out. Another one. Inhale through your nose. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. And hold. Exhale. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Last one here, biggest inhale. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, sigh it out. Option to take that for a few more rounds of breath or just return to normal breathing. You may find that your body has a natural physical response after doing some intense breath work. So maybe you find yourself rocking side to side. Maybe you find that you have increased the heat in your body a little bit. Maybe you feel slightly lightheaded. Just kind of notice how you feel. And for these last couple minutes that we have together, I invite you to bring awareness to whatever it is that you are feeling weighed down by. So whatever heaviness you have on you that you'd like to release. Maybe it's a specific stressor. Maybe it's somebody in your life. Maybe it's a situation in your life. Maybe it's just general heaviness and you're not sure where it's coming from. Notice what that thing is. Maybe you start to notice where you feel it in your body. So maybe you start to feel it creep up in your chest, in your shoulders, in your belly. Notice that sensation. Maybe notice how heavy it is, how big it is. Maybe it feels really big and expansive, like bigger than even being able to fit in your body. Or maybe you notice a specific size. Maybe it fits just perfectly in the center of your chest or in the center of your heart space. Just kind of notice the size, the depth, sort of the magnitude of that heaviness. Notice anything that comes up around it. Any thoughts, any beliefs that it may bring up about you. And can you picture that heaviness, wherever it comes from, whatever it may be, slowly starting to lift off of you? So it doesn't mean that you feel any lighter, but maybe you just try to imagine it just sort of lifting and getting a little bit lighter out of your body, off of your body, wherever you may feel it. And maybe you set your intention for the rest of your day, your week, your month, wherever you're at, to revisit this heaviness and try to release it on a regular basis. So maybe you just give yourself a few minutes just to reflect, to notice. Maybe you do some breath work, just some deep inhales and exhales. But can you set your intention to be mindful of whatever it is that you're holding, without judgment, without criticism? And And to end practice, we're gonna take a few more releasing inhales and exhales to try to release anything else that you may be holding here. So whenever you are ready, go ahead, let's inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, let it go. Option to sigh it out here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, last one. Exhale, release. As always, you are more than welcome to stay here for longer, take some more breath work, take some more time in silence and stillness for yourself. Maybe your body needs to move a little bit more. So just listen to yourself. What do you need more of? What do you need less of here? If you have a few more minutes, please take it. Wherever you're at, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. If this video was helpful for you, I invite you to join me for live trauma-informed yoga classes, both online and locally at the Iris Embodiment Center. And as always, thank you so much for being here.